I expect to fail at everything. What's your excuse for not getting success? This is what determines success versus non-success in people.
You think anybody can succeed?
Oh my, dude, you got to release that.
You think so?
Of course, that's the bonus. Like, you're sitting there lying with cancer and dying, and here you are. You're talking about success and perseverance.
I'm writing this down.
This is the whole thing.
Evan Carmichael, you are the author of Your One Word. You have Believe in Nation. Your one word is believe. Thank you so much for doing this interview for the Success Factor. I am really, really grateful as my viewers.
Appreciate the love, man. It's great to be here.
So I got a question for you. I have multiple questions for you. And the first one I got to ask is, what is Evan like? If I met you in high school, what was Evan Carmichael like?
High school, shy, introverted, just starting to have standards for himself, especially in the last year. Starting to believe in himself a little bit more, very into different athletic groups, extracurricular activities, entrepreneurship, but side hustle, kind of baseball cards, that kind of stuff. Decent student until I started taking it seriously, and excited and uncertain for the world to come, and wanted to be a banker. That was me in high school.
Why didn't you become a banker?
So listen, if you look at my high school yearbook, they say where you're going to be in 10 years, right? Mine says VP at a bank. And I thought I wanted to be a banker. Now, this was how I'm 39 now. So this is 20 plus years ago. I didn't know. I had a bunch of entrepreneurial tendencies. I did garage sailing and baseball cards and all this stuff, but entrepreneurship wasn't a thing. Nobody knew about entrepreneurship. My parents were entrepreneurs. Nobody was talking about entrepreneurship. And so I was always interested in money. So I thought, how do I make money? I'll go be a banker. And then in university, I connected with two people who had started a business. They invited me to join as an owner in the company. And I had the most difficult decision of my life, which was, do I go get these investment banking jobs? I got offers, 100K a year, travel around the world, dream job that all my friends wanted, based out of Singapore and New York, or make $300 a month, own 30% of a company, and let it ride as a startup. And I decided to go and be an entrepreneur instead of the banking job. And that was the toughest decision of my life. The thing that made me do it was fear of regret. I just didn't want to be 95 and look back and say, what if I tried that entrepreneurship path? Would I have made it? I didn't want that lingering question. And so I thought I'd rather fail and know than not know. And so I thought, you know what? I can always get a job in a year. I gave myself a year. I can get another job in a year. May not be the same job, may not be in Asia, may not pay as much, but I could still get another banking job. I didn't know if I'd ever get this chance again to be an entrepreneur. And so I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. Even though it's probably not going to work out, I'm going to give it a shot just to see.
That's a bold move for an introvert, man. How did you get away from being an introvert? Because obviously now you're on YouTube, you're talking to people, you're in front of the camera, and even people that are extroverts have trouble with this. So how did you accomplish that?
So I'm still an introvert. That probably doesn't come out on stuff like this. One day a week, I do all of my interviews and hangouts and podcasts and speaking gigs and all that stuff. And what gets me up is I love the thing. Like, I love helping people. I love serving. And I think everybody's built to serve. Humans are built to serve, period. So I love talking about entrepreneurship. So I can get amped for entrepreneurship and success talk. You want to talk about almost anything else? I don't talk to the person on the bus, on the airplane, in the Uber, in the taxi. Nobody. I don't talk to anybody. I'm not naturally. If they talk to me and ask me a question, maybe. But if I found out that you're an entrepreneur, Paul, what do you do, man?
Yeah.
And I get excited, right? So there's maybe like 3 things in the world that I'll get super pumped up and excited for. And then everything else, I don't pay attention to and don't care about. I had to learn, man. I mean, I struggled. I've kept every video that I made on my YouTube channel. and you can see my journey. It took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by my own content. Embarrassed, like I couldn't watch it.
No.
And then 700 public videos until I watched it one back and like, I'm starting to get kind of good, you know, 700 videos, like people give up way sooner. And so I think it was just because I love the process of it. I love doing it. And so even though I sucked in terms of getting a result, and other people who are more extroverted or more natural could do it a lot faster than me, because I loved it, I stuck with it. And, you know, I've had my YouTube channel for over 10 years now. So it's not like it's been a while. I just popped in the past 6 months. It's been a while because I sucked at the beginning, because I struggled. Like I wasn't very good. So that's why it's been a while.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with Patrick Bet-David from Valuetainment, actually, and he told me that other people will take longer to reach a certain level than other people, but if you keep at it, you know, you don't have to be LeBron James or Jordan of basketball. There's other people in NBA, just different time. So how did you come up with the concept? So I met you when it was the 10 rules of videos. That's when I first started paying attention to your videos, if you will, because I might have seen a video before, but I can't remember it. But that made me remember it. And that became like a trademark. That became a thing, a niche. How did you come up with that idea?
I'm a big believer in going from idea to action. I think this is what determines success versus non-success in people. The faster you go from idea to just doing it will determine how successful you are. Not, I'll do it on Monday, not, I'll do it next month, not, this is a 2020 goal, not like when I retire, when I graduate, or when no, now, like immediate, find some small way to get started. So I started the top 10 because of a buddy of mine, Mark Drager, been a close friend for 15 years. He made a blog post about Kanye West and Taylor Swift when Kanye went up and interrupted Taylor and took her award and all that. But it was years after. And like, why are people still, you know, hating on Kanye so much for this one thing that happened? And it bothered me. And I think I love learning from everybody. I mean, I got Kanye up on my wall behind me, but I love learning from everybody. And I wanted people to learn from Kanye, even though he does a lot of this stuff in public that makes him seem, you know, crazy. I'm not saying disregard that. And he's also won more Grammy Awards than anybody at his age. And he's also gone from being a producer to a rapper to an entrepreneur. And he's got, you know, friends. Like one of my favorite stories is one of his best friends is John Legend, which already seems weird because John Legend seems to be like the nicest guy of all time. And Kanye seems to be wild and crazy. But when they were younger, John Legend's real name is John Stevens. And when they're in a bar in Chicago, John Stevens is telling Kanye, I have this really old school voice. Like, I feel like I don't belong in this era. Like I should be in the Frank Sinatra era.
Right.
And Kanye says, you should call yourself the legend. And John Stevens at the time says, no, I can't do that. What if I don't make it? I'm just starting up. And he convinced him to call himself John Legend instead of John Stevens. And so that's a lesson in believing in your friends, right? Like I watch that and say, do I believe enough in my friends? Do I push them enough to go be great? And so like, even if you hate Kanye West, you can learn from that clip to go be a better friend to the people in your life. And so that's why I wanted to do is I made a top Kanye West was the first top 10 that I did. So idea to action. I'm bothered that my friend Mark is writing this blog post slamming Kanye again years after, and I wanna make a video to just show him. Watch this, Mark. Learn something from this guy, right? At the time, it was a distraction project. I was focused on something else for my YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna detour, take this sideways approach because I'm so bothered by my friend Mark that I'm gonna make this one video, post it, and then I'll go back to my schedule. Right? Idea to action. And then I did it, and then people loved it. And they said, hey, can you do Jay-Z? Hey, can you do Warren Buffett? Hey, can you do, and then it blew up, right? That became, and then Paul found me, right? That's how it works. And so I think people are too worried about getting the perfect idea and having the perfect plan, and then they don't do enough, where this was a distraction, one-off thing. I wasn't trying to build the whole series around top 10, but the one video blew up, and so I kept doing it. And so those ideas that you have, I just trust that the idea that I have is a good idea. trust that the ideas that you have are good, even if they don't make sense. Like nobody did a top 10 at that point. It didn't make sense. It didn't make logical sense to detour from my usual work just to shove it to my friend's face. That didn't make sense. But
Yeah.
I trust that my ideas are good. And so I'm going to do something about them and then see where they take me.
Is that how you came up with your word, believe, your one word?
So that started because I had a website. This is even before my YouTube channel. I had a website. It was growing. We had 100,000 pages of content and had all these successful people writing for the website. And I wasn't happy with my tagline for whatever reason. Like it was evancarmichael.com. And then I had a whole bunch of different taglines I was playing with. And so one day I'm like, I don't like my tagline. I want to change it. I think at the time it was like over 20 million entrepreneurs helped and counting, something like that. I didn't like it. So then I went home and started thinking about I need a better tagline. This isn't good. And then I realized, you know what? This shouldn't just be a tagline for the business. It should be a tagline for me that then I bring to the business. This is about who am I, and then I'm going to bring me the best me to my company, not what is my company, and then I'm this separate person. And so I said, okay, well now it's a bigger question. Well, who am I? I don't know. And so I just started writing down words and sentences and phrases and whatever inspired me. And I wrote down a list of ideas, and believe was on that first list, but nothing stuck. So I slept on it, came back the next day, and for whatever reason, believe just popped off the page to me. But then I thought, believe is too big a word. Like everything could be believe. Who am I to be the believe guy? Which is interesting because it's often ourselves. We talk ourselves down for the big ideas, not even just our friends and family. It's us. Yeah, you have this bold idea, and then immediately your head starts kicking and says, "You can't do that. You can't do that."
Yeah, you can't. Exactly.
Right. And so another one is like, I believe the ideas that come to you when you're feeling bold and powerful and confident are actually the right ideas for you. That's actually the thing that you should be doing. And then your head talks you down from doing it.
That is huge, Evan. What you just said is huge.
You're liking that? Okay. It's true though. And then your head talks you down. 99% of the time, your head is telling you why you can't do that crazy thing. But when you go off and you have this moment, whether maybe you're talking to Patrick, or maybe you're watching a video, or maybe you're going to a Tony Robbins event or whatever, you're feeling bold and confident. You have this great moment. This idea comes to you like, I should be doing this. That is actually the thing you should be doing for the rest of your life, or at least for the next X number of years. But then you're going to go home. You're going to wake up tomorrow, a different person, the old you. That confidence is gone. And you say, I can't do that. Who did I think I was? I can't. That's crazy. I can't go do that thing. And then you live your entire life playing small. That's most people. And so you have to fight for those big ideas. When you get them, you have to trust that they're actually the right things for you. And so I looked at the word believe off of there. And my next step was, okay, I need to add something to it. Believe in entrepreneurs, I just kept adding more words so that it was more targeted. And I didn't like any of it. So the next day I slept on it, came back to the list again, and just believe. That's it. That word popped. I'm like, I don't know. This is crazy. I'm just gonna go with believe and just see what happens. And so I didn't just go all in on it, right? Same thing. Like idea to action right away. So the first thing I did was I sent a newsletter out. I had a newsletter list at that time. I don't know, 20, 30,000, something like that. And I made it about believe. It's low risk. It's a one-off thing. And it ended up being the best newsletter that I had sent out. The most responses, the most comments, the most actions. My sister wrote to me and said, hey, I actually read this newsletter, which is the kind of like gut punch that it's love and hate at the same time that only a sister can give you. And then I thought, okay, well, that's working. So then I'll make a video on believe. And I made a video on believe that at the time, the people in my circle who were video experts, a lot of them said, don't make this video. Like, this video is too long. Nobody's going to watch this video. It was a 6-something minute video. YouTube was a little different.
Yeah.
Don't make this video. It's too long. Nobody's going to watch it. And I don't know. I like it. So I'm just going to post it. And my best video at the time had 100,000 views in 1 year. And I was so proud that we hit like 6 figures in 1 year. It was great. And then that video did 100,000 views in a month.
Wow.
And then now it's around 2 million something views on the video. And so like, there's something to this belief thing that just works. And it's not because believe is the best. It's the best for me. It's who I am. So believe became a part of everything that I do because it's part of who I am. So even in this interview, my goal is to try to spread more belief.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't do it. Maybe I suck. Maybe this becomes the worst interview of all time for you. But it's my intent. The intent always is to try to spread more belief. And so that's where it came from. And then I wrote the book, Your One Word, and it documents that process. But it's also, I believe that everybody has a one word, most important core value. And when you figure out what that is, it just allows everything in your life and in your business to go a lot smoother, a lot faster, have a lot more impact, make a lot more money. Just like belief transformed my business, I think that can apply to everybody's business. So, so then I wrote the book on it.
By the way, it's already one of my favorite interviews. Let me ask you something else. Oh, and I'm going to leave a link to Your One Word, the book, down in the description below for everybody watching this.
Cool.
And everything else that I can point in your direction, your website, and so forth. So check out Evan, guys, girls. So Your One Word is believe. What do you believe is success? What does success mean to you?
You know, I don't spend too much time thinking about definitions, but for me, it's being able to do the freedom to do what I want, like to work on projects I want to work on, to work with people that I want to work with, to feel like the work that I'm doing matters and means something. I think humans are built to serve. I think if you're not happy, it's because you're not serving. And some people want to serve the world. You and I want to serve the world. You want to have millions of people watching all your shows, right? Like that's how we are. And then there's other people who don't have a big mission, but they want to serve the 25 closest people to them, just family and close friends, and that's who they want to help. But everybody wants to serve. And so being able to actually do that, I think, to me, is success.
You think anybody can succeed?
Yeah, I think everybody can. I think everybody has what I call Michael Jordan level talent at something. I think everybody's a genius. Everybody. I think everybody could be the best in the world at something, the best. But most people, one, they don't believe that they have anything inside them.
Yeah.
And they don't know where to even start. Or two, they found the thing, but they don't believe in themselves enough to chase it down. So instead of becoming a pianist and could be the greatest pianist in the world, they're starting to be a doctor and they hate their life.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. And that's the mission I'm on for life, man. I want people to find it and believe in themselves to chase it down.
But what does it actually take to succeed? What drives success, if you will? Because you might be very talented, doesn't mean you'll be successful at it, right?
You have to love the thing. You got to love doing the work. Like if you're going to launch a show like this, you better love talking to people. You better love asking questions. You better love doing interviews, right?
Right.
You have to love it. Because if somebody's going to start a podcast and they don't love interviews, it's just, this is the hot trend for 2019 or 2020. So I'm going to start a podcast. You're going up against people who love that thing. Like they're going to destroy you.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy you. If you want to come after me and do top 10s, people keep saying, they message me and they say, hey, Evan, this person is copying your strategy. I don't care. Like you're never going to win by trying to out Evan.
Exactly.
Right? You got to go do you. Right. And so a lot of times people are jumping on opportunities, especially in the entrepreneur world, because they just see an opportunity. But if you don't marry that with something that you love doing, the process, I love making videos. I love doing interviews. I love it. Like I don't know how many people, I never asked, how many people are going to watch this show? I don't know. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 4 million. Doesn't matter to me. I love being here with you.
Right.
That's what I love doing. And so if you wake up and do the work that you love, you will get good at it. Even though I sucked at the beginning, you will get good at it. And then you will have success. You will make an impact. You will make money.
So you help entrepreneurs make it as entrepreneurs, right? And you believe that anybody can become an entrepreneur as well. What is an entrepreneur? Because a lot of people hear this phrase entrepreneurship, but they don't know exactly what it is. Can you tell me what Evan Carmichael sees as an entrepreneur?
This is another one that like, I really just don't think about definitions. I think if I had to define an entrepreneur, it's somebody who's starting their own business. You're starting your own business. You're trying to bring value by helping other people and you make money and get paid to do it. That being said, you know, if you're a VP at a bank and you want to call yourself an entrepreneur, I don't care.
You can be an entrepreneur.
whatever. Like, I think
Right.
people get too caught up on this.
On
Call me a pink
definition.
elephant. Right? I don't care. Like, people ask me for these shows, how should I introduce you? Whatever you want. Here's Evan. He's a YouTuber. Great. Here's Evan. He's an entrepreneur. Here's Evan. He's a pink elephant. Awesome. I don't care. Like, I don't get caught up too much. I think people worry so much about the labels instead of actually go do the work. Go do what you love doing. If you're a VP at a bank and you want to call yourself an entrepreneur, I don't care. Awesome. Like, are you happy? That's what I'm more concerned about.
So I was in the sun today, so I think I look more like a pink elephant, but they say I'm in Greece, man. There's a lot of sun.
I love it, man. I love it.
So have you ever been to Greece, by the way?
I've been to Greece a couple of times on the on cruise ships. So we toured Greece 3 or 4 times. Beautiful. I love Greece. And the people. People are amazing. Greek people are, I mean, I'm half Italian. Okay. My mom's from Italy. So Greeks and Italians are almost the same thing.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Well, if you ever come back again, make sure you let me know. So they say a lot of, and that is an invitation. They say a lot of times you need to fail in order to succeed, and people do fail. My question for you is, how do you handle failure?
I expect it.
You expect it?
Yeah, I expect to fail at everything.
Okay.
And then I tie my self-worth to my effort, not the result.
Right.
People tie their self-confidence to winning too much. And so the problem with that is if you only respect yourself when you win, then you'll only do things that you're going to win at. And so then you play small for life. You would never start a podcast because you're not going to win at the beginning. Because at the start of anything, you suck. Like the first episode of your show sucks compared to now. And then if you keep doing this for 10 years, we're going to look back on this one and say, oh man, that sucked compared to what I can do now. Right? It doesn't mean you suck as a human. It just means you don't have the skills to do the thing. So whenever I'm learning something new, I expect to suck at it. I expect to fail. I expect no results. How do I handle it? Am I proud of my effort? So when I sleep tonight, I ask myself, am I proud of the effort I put in today? Like, did I do my best today? And if you're off chasing new things, you're failing every day. You're failing way more than you're winning.
You know what I'm loving? I interview a lot of people on success, as you've realized from my new book as well. And it's funny that the most entrepreneurs, right, the most successful people in the world, they all have the same traits, but different ways of describing it. But everybody has one thing unique that blows my mind every single time. That's what I'm trying to get with the book, the similarities of everybody and what they bring. It's really, it just amazes me. And that was not part of the interview, but it really amazes me. I really like what you've said. You do have some I don't know what you have a lot to offer. You bring a lot of value in a way that I didn't expect, to be very honest.
I appreciate the love, man. This is great.
Evan, did you have any mentors, and do you think mentors are important for success?
I'm a little weird on this one. So my ultimate mentors have been my parents. I have a picture of my parents behind me on the wall. I'm 8 years old, 9 years old there, and they're behind me. They used to always tell me that I'm Evan Carmichael. I could do anything that I believed that I could. That was my frame of mind growing up. But they're also not entrepreneurs. Like my dad would be the worst entrepreneur of all time, right? That's not what somebody wants to do. But as a human, like how to be a human is what I learned from my parents.
Right.
Apart from that, most of my mentors have been what I call aspirational mentors. I've never met them, but I learned from them. So Bill Gates saved my company, even though I haven't met him yet.
Wow. I like the yet as well.
Yeah, right?
Right.
It's coming. I got to meet him before he passes. So hopefully still got some good amount of time left. But I haven't met him yet, but he saved my first company. So whatever it is that you want to do, you can look up the people who have done it and learn from their stories. It's what I do on my channel. Every day we have across my channels 3 to 4 videos a day going up that profile different people, and here's what you can learn from them. Now, I've had the good fortune to actually meet Tony Robbins and Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and Patrick and these guys. So that's been a blessing on top of it. But I'm not calling Tony every day and say, hey, Tony, what do I do about this? But I learned from his videos. I learned from his content. I want to be around all these people and what they're doing. So most of my mentorship has not come, apart from my parents teach me to be a human, my entrepreneurial mentorships have come from people who I spend time with them through videos, right? I've got Steve Jobs up on my wall here.
Right.
I'm never going to meet him, right? Like I never met him. He's passed, so I'll never meet him. But I've learned a lot from him that have helped me as a human and helped my business grow too.
Who else do you have on your wall? Other than your parents, Kanye, Steve Jobs, but for viewers, who else is up there and why?
So I've got Steve Jobs here as the first one because he's the one who I learned, like, you need to go have an impact, right? He wants to make a dent in the universe. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to be a father like Steve Jobs, right? I want to be a father like my father, but I want to be a visionary like Steve Jobs. So this is where, like, I'm pulling different things from different people. You may hate Steve Jobs. You may think he's the worst human of all time, but you can learn how to be a visionary from him. And if you just learn that one thing, you'll be a better person. Just use it for positive, right? So be a visionary, right? Have a big impact. Want to go off and have a big vision. Next is AP Giannini, who started the Bank of America. And he started Bank of America as he was an immigrant from Italy. And he was on the board of a company called Columbus Savings and Loans, which was a bank. And he said, we should lend money to immigrants. And they laughed him out of the room. Like, immigrants have no money. We can't lend money to immigrants. It's only the people who were born here. And like this is way back, right? All the stereotypes. So he got upset, opened up the Bank of Italy, which became Bank of America, right across the street from the bank that he was on the board of.
Wow.
And he said, I'm open for business, helping immigrants, right? Come loan money, or if you want money, come to me. When there was this huge earthquake in San Francisco, all the banks shut down and people needed money because they just lost their homes. So he went to his bank, took 2 barrels and put a plank of wood across it and sat down and lent money to people based off of a handshake and a look in their eye.
Wow, that is huge. I didn't know that.
As a banker, can you imagine?
Wow.
Who does that? A handshake and a look in your eye, right? That's how he's going to decide if he gives you money or not. He gave Walt Disney the money to start his first feature-length movie when everybody thought, a cartoon as an hour and a half? Are you crazy? Cartoons are these little 3-minute shorts.
Yeah.
So he gave Disney the money to start. Anyway, so he's behind a lot of all of these things. And it's funny, I wanted to do a video on him because nobody knows EP Giannini. Nobody knows him, and like, nobody knows his story. It bothers me he's my favorite entrepreneur of all time. And then I called their PR department at Bank of America and said, hey, do you have any videos of AP Giannini? I want to do a series on him on my channel, anything in the archives, because it was just at the start of videos coming up. And they said, who's that?
Oh,
like,
no.
you're killing me. Your founder. Are you kidding me? So it's like, nobody knows. It's just, anyway, I don't know. I went to the museum in San Jose and trying to find footage. And anyway, it's like part of my personal mission to spread AP Giannini's story. But coming back to this, so he's in my view, the believe banker. Like, he believed in people, right? He believed in the little guy. He believed, he spread his message that way. So have a message, right? And then believe in the little guy. And then next is my parents, and believe also came from them. I'm never going to surely Carmichael do anything that I believed in. So that's why they're there. And I look at this every day when I walk into my office. Next is Howard Schultz, who started Starbucks.
Okay.
And the reason why I have Howard on my wall is there's this video that he was the first CEO of a big company to come out in favor of gay marriage. And he said, we believe in gay marriage and we're gonna support gay marriage. And they were the first ones to come out with every part-time worker gets full-time benefits. If you work there 1 day a week, you get full-time benefits. Because his dad was a blue-collar worker who then like broke his leg and then got fired, and he grew up super poor because his dad couldn't work and there was no benefits. So he said, I'm going to build the type of company where people can take care of themselves if they get injured. So anyway, he's done all of these policies that seemed weird at the time. And there's this great clip where he's at a shareholders meeting, and some guy stands up and says, Howard, man, like, we sell coffee. Why are you so worried about giving people rights? And you know, someone who works part-time gets full-time, and like, can we just focus on selling coffee? And I saw the clip, and I expected a CEO typical political answer, right? And Howard gets up and he says, listen, this is what Starbucks is. And if you're not happy, sell your shares in Starbucks and go buy something else.
Wow.
Like, what just happened? You never see that from any CEO, right? It's like, I love, like, this guy standing up for himself in a climate where at the time it didn't make any sense. Like, he was going against the norms and was willing to, and he said with respect, like, he's not trying to yell at the person. He's very respectful, but like, this is who we are. And if you're not happy, we're not changing. So you might want to go somewhere else, right? I love that.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then the last one is Kanye. And this clip in particular, he's doing a radio interview with a station promoting some album. But in that clip, he's talking about the time is now. Like, the time is now to be the greatest you. I don't want to be locked inside some corporation for the next 30 years. It's now. You got to do it right now. And so this is the narrative where it's like, I need to have a big impact, right? Bet on the little guy, help entrepreneurs. My message is believe, right? Stand up for myself when people are coming against me. And it's now. Like, you got to do it right now.
Right.
And so when I walk into my office, this is what I see all the time, right? And I work, like, my computer's right in front of me here. So you got Steve Jobs, like, staring me down right here. Like, yeah, like,
hey, come on,
what are you doing, man? I'm working, Steve.
He's got that look to, like, Evan.
Yeah, and so people often will write to me and say, hey, do you sell those posters? How do I buy those posters? It's like, well, it's like my parents. Yeah, I don't know. You want to post?
Right. Yeah. You want a picture?
but it's more like, what's it for you, right? Like, most people have no idea who the three middle people are, and you know Jobs and you know West, but they don't know. Nobody knows AP Giannini, nobody knows my parents, and some people maybe know Howard Schultz. But the importance is that you have an environment that builds you up. Like, I look at your office, you got these books on the wall, you got some things that are framed on the back. Like, your physical environment matters, and it should be something that builds you up and supports you. And the beautiful thing is you only have to do it once. Like, I designed this office once.
Right.
And every day I walk in and I get inspired by the faces looking at me.
Yeah, so the ones on my wall, they're my books, essentially. I'm going to have some more up there by the end of the year. But the one, this one, Success IAO, I wrote that when I was fighting cancer. It's about how to succeed in life and entrepreneurship, basically, and how to make money even with zero capital. And I wrote that when I was recreating myself, because with cancer and bone marrow transplant, I couldn't get out the house. And I knew, I just saw my companies going down, everything going, and I knew I had to recreate myself. And I wrote that book for two reasons, Evan. I wrote it, first of all, so that I can win time, so I don't have to start from zero when I get better, because I would have got better. And two, to leave something behind in case I didn't.
Yeah.
So I need to rebrand it, though. It was, my mentor told me it was the best book he ever read with the stupidest title ever.
Well,
and he's right. And
you
he's
suck
right.
at the start. You suck at the start.
It was my first book. And
Yeah.
what made me mad is I'm in sales and marketing all my life. I've worked with the greats, and it just didn't click. And a lot of times it doesn't, you know what I mean? And I just go ahead out there. Okay, I was in chemo. That's not an excuse. But anyway.
Listen, you did the best with what you had at the time. You could do it better now, but it's X number of years later.
Yeah. And fun fact, I recorded most of the book. I couldn't write because I was in bed. They were doing injections into my spine.
That's
they went
amazing.
wrong. I couldn't write. So
do you still have the recordings?
I went like this. I started recording on my phone.
Do you still have the recordings? You still have them?
I think my editor does.
Oh my, dude, you got to release that.
You think so?
Of course, that's the bonus. Like, you're sitting there lying with cancer and dying, and here you are. You're talking about success and perseverance.
I'm writing this down.
It's the whole thing. Here you are with cancer, with needles all over your body, and you're dictating into your phone this book. That's the best audiobook of all time, man.
It gets really difficult because I had to rewrite things after. Well, yeah, you're right though. Yeah, there's no excuse. Yeah, why not?
No, but listen, they can still buy the book, but everybody who's bought the book, I would say here's, even for free, here's how it started, guys. Here's the story. I don't know if you know this, but I wrote this book not by writing, by speaking to my phone in a hospital on my side because I had cancer and I wanted to get this thing out of me. What's your excuse for not getting success?
You know what the funniest thing, Evan? And I'll just say this, and I'll go on with it because this interview's about you, not me. But I want to say this: that book right there, the one right there, The Closers Part 3. That's written with Ben Gay III.
Okay.
And if you know him, he was with Napoleon Hill and Zig Ziglar. He's one of the best sales trainers in the world. His first books were handed to me by my mentor when I was 16 years old or 15 in timeshare. And then I wrote Part 3 with him. That was my second book while I was fighting cancer. So that was kind of a surreal moment for me as well.
Yeah, man. I love it.
So let me ask you, what are your daily habits and morning rituals, if any?
So I go through 5 S's every morning.
5 S's.
The 5 S's. The first is sing. So I put music on that makes me want to sing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the fastest way to change your mood, because I might have the greatest day of all time today. Tomorrow I'm waking up, I'm tired, I got stuff in my eyes, I got lines in my face, like you're starting over. Nobody wakes up and like you jump out of bed like, yes, right? Like nobody does that. So, but successful people demand excellence from them on a daily basis. So you'll often find that people have a routine that sets themselves up for success. So singing is the fastest way. If I put on the song right now that made you get out of your chair, you just have to get out of your chair. And maybe it's a Kanye song, maybe it's a Greek song, I don't know. But you make a playlist. And then I put on that playlist every morning. So that's how I start. So I want to start optimistic, happy, positive, energetic. Because there are some songs that even if you're bored, if it just came on, you would instantly transform in like 5 seconds. You go from bored and tired into like, oh man, this song, right? That's what I wanted. I don't want to wait 4 hours until I get my juice in the morning, right? Like right away. I want to be positive, optimistic, happy. And if you're moving your body and singing and listening to music you love, it'll make a huge, even just one song. Maybe not the same song every day, but just a 3-minute song can have a huge impact on your life.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that, Evan. If my girlfriend kills me, it's on you. But okay, I'm going to try it.
Okay, great. Do it together. Listen, pick a song.
I'm going to try it.
Dude, greatest thing. Pick a song. Even better. Do you guys wake up around the same time together?
I get up earlier, do some work, get back into bed, then we get up again.
Okay, so when you get up, like, listen, when you get up with her the second time, put on a song that you both love and then dance with her.
Okay.
That's the wildest start to the morning. Like, your whole day will be different. The whole vibe, dynamic, relationship will be totally different. Just when was the last time you danced together?
Well, a few nights ago, but I think you just won a new fan.
There you go. Yeah, I think it's great. It's such a huge difference. And listen, it only takes 3 minutes of your time.
And it will help the relationship too.
Of course.
Because a lot of times I don't have time for it. I'm always working, so that's actually really good.
And it's for relationships, it's all about quality time together, right? And so it's not about spending 3 hours every night, but you're both on your phones and you have Netflix on in the background. It's about the quality time. And so there will be days when your life explodes, like something is crashed in the business and you need to be all in on that. And so you need to have enough in the emotional bank account built up so that she's supporting you, right? And it's because all of 3 minutes a day could make a huge difference of just when she wakes up, you guys dance together. You put on music, open up the balcony, and you just dance for it's 3 minutes. You can do 3 minutes. It makes a huge difference. But even for the single people who are watching, for yourself, put on something that makes, maybe you need the Eminem like hardcore lose yourself and get pumped up. Maybe you need just a traditional like Greek folk music or the tarantella and you're like bouncing, whatever. I don't care. I'm not judging. Whatever you need to listen to.
Yeah, let's skip that. Let's skip the Greek music in the morning.
But listen, for you, I don't know if your parents are still around or part of your life, but like, for them, maybe that's the greatest thing of all time. Maybe if they woke up every morning and just did one little quick dance together, how much less fighting would that lead to?
That's not going to happen. Unfortunately, my mom's fighting cancer and a stroke, and my dad has some hard things. It's been a tough few years, man. It's been.
Listen, even with that, like music can help you get through the toughest parts.
I might try and introduce that to them.
Right? Even if they're lying in bed, even if you're lying in bed, like it's hard. I mean, I broke my neck.
I remember, and you still did. You still went to this public speaking show. That is huge.
Yeah, it's wild.
See, just like me, I went through cancer, but I still did stuff. You broke your neck, you still did that. It was a video interview or an appearance, a public speaking thing. It is, I think, is one of the keys to success.
Yeah, man. But like, if your mom is lying in bed with her illness, and you put on a song that she loves, and you just get her, like, she just naturally just starts moving her head, dude, that little moment of optimism and positivity will help the healing.
I'm gonna try that out, man. That is okay. What's the other S? The second S.
Okay, we're only on the first S. So the first S is sing, right? Start your day with energy.
Oh, okay. Sing. Okay.
Yeah. The second S is sun. I like to get sun. Not a lot. Like, I don't go for an 18-hour walk or something, but I take my dogs outside and I go for a walk with my wife. And we take in the sun. We're not on our phones. We're just walking together, taking the dogs out, and just getting some sun. Now, the sun in Toronto, Canada is not the same sun as Greece, but just getting outside. I don't know. Sometimes just getting some fresh air that makes a difference before you start work, even if it's for 5 minutes, just to get air on your face and then come back inside and start working. The third one is soar. So then you do the thing, soar, like you're soaring, you fly, you're taking off, soar. What is the thing that helps you soar? So for me, I need to think about something that happened yesterday, somebody that I helped, and then I need to share a message. That's my process. So tomorrow, maybe I'm thinking about you, and there's a conversation we have about your mom. And then I'll talk about how important it is to sing every morning, right? It just I need to feel like, if you woke up and did the thing that made you feel like the work you do matters. Because now I feel like, listen, Paul's going to go tomorrow and dance with his wife in the morning, and he's going to play the music for his mom. And it's like, it's going to add happiness to his life. And I'm pumped that, like, I could be the tiny little percentage that helped introduce that idea. But tomorrow I'm going to forget about it. Yeah. I feel great now, but tomorrow I'm waking up and I'm tired again. So I need to remember, man, what I do matters. What I do is important. I really help people.
That's the other thing that my girlfriend's going to be happy about. You called her my wife. So
right?
She's going to be very happy. Now she's really a fan, Evan.
We're going to have this on loop, on repeat for you. It's great. But that's for me. I need to think about somebody that I helped yesterday, and then I need to share a message on Instagram, usually 15-second story. What makes you soar? Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to pray. Maybe you need to I don't know, watch a video, listen to Paul's show, like whatever it is, the thing that you need to do, you do that every morning without judgment. Like, if you need to meditate naked, holding your cat in the air on the balcony awesome. Like, go do that. As long as you're not hurting somebody, then do that every morning. Right. And we know what has made us come alive. It's happened. Like, everybody I've met has at some point been alive. What made that happen? And then do that every day instead of randomly hoping that it comes across your plate somehow in the future, right? Demand it from yourself. That's the most important S of all of them. So what makes you soar? Do that in the morning. Okay. The fourth S is sweat. So quick workout, whatever I'm doing on the day, usually a mix of muscle work with some cardio. And then the last part is scare, where I'll take a cold shower after the sweat because it's scary and I want to do difficult things. Right. So in the shower, and then it's every time it's hot, and then I turn it cold, like, oh my God, it's going to get cold. This sucks. And then this is the best, right? Like, it's a daily reminder that I do difficult things. I don't want to be afraid of if it's difficult. I want to lean into it, not run away from it. So those 5 S's is what I do pretty much every day. But the most important one is soar from that.
I think the last one's scary for me. I think I'm going to put cooking in that. It's not scary for me. But for everyone else.
Of course, it's a personal thing, right? Like, but this is how you get to, and you've been through what you went through with the cancer and everything else. You've been through some scary stuff, and now what you're going through with your parents, all this stuff, me with my broken neck, all of that stuff. How do you get the resilience? Well, because you want to teach yourself daily. Yeah. I want to do it just because. If you're afraid of something, it's the heartbeat test. If your heart's beating, boom, 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 I'm afraid, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to teach yourself. I do scary things. I do difficult things. So what is the one characteristic that your loved ones know you by, Evan? Believe, right? Like, I believe in them. I believe in people more than they believe in themselves. Like, I can't turn it off. It's not a strategy. It's who I am.
Got you.
Like I want you to win. I want Paul to win. I want you to dance tomorrow with your wife. Right? Like I just believe it's gonna make, even if you just do it once, I think it'll make the whole day better.
I think it will, yeah.
And
I've
I
done
want
it
that for you.
sometimes randomly, actually. I would randomly go into the living room. She'd be sitting there. I'd grab her and I'd dance a little bit. That's why I liked it so much. I never thought about doing it every morning, though.
Yeah, put on a song that she loves and just dance for 3 minutes together. I want you to do something for your mom where she listens to her music and just have her smile for 3 minutes in her hospital bed. Like, I think it'll make a big difference.
Oh, we have her in the house. Thank God we're having her in the house.
Okay, great. Same thing, right? Like, putting on the song that she likes instead of just listening to her son yelling in the basement talking to his podcast, you know. Right? It would just make a big difference. And so I'm always doing that for everybody, anybody, like people around me. I get it personally. Like, if we were hanging out more than this, if you were here in Canada or I went to Greece and you didn't do that thing, it would personally affect me. Like, I would get stressed out that you're not doing it.
Yeah, because
but it's like, and it's because it's the right thing for you.
Right.
Like, you need to do this for you, at least to try for you. You have to do it. And so it really deeply bothers me on an emotional level when people around me are not doing the thing that they have to do. Right. I had to go on stress pills when I first took over the dancing business, because I took on everybody's problems too much. And like, it just bothers me emotionally. I can't sleep. Like, you have to do it. So I hope you do it, but I'm going to forget about you tomorrow. Right. So, but like, if you didn't do it, I want a video of the two of you dancing.
The video will be tagging you.
I love it. That's it. Yeah. So the people around me, if you're in the circle, the closer you are to me, then the more pressure and more love you also feel. Like, you have to go off and make that life that you want.
Evan, have you noticed that it's harder to help people around you sometimes rather than strangers? Because I've had that as well. Like, the people closest to you are usually the hardest people to help. I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's a general thing.
No, it's because they don't see you as who you are now. They see you as who you used to be. Your parents always see you as this little boy growing up who caused problems and you know, whatever, who you were. So they don't want to listen to you because they see you as who you used to be instead of who you are now. And so the best way that at least I found is to just continue to be like, the more you're doing you, the more you are happy, the more you are chasing down your dreams. All you're looking for is you'll get a little window. You get a little window, right? Like, you may have these big dreams for what your mom could do. And then she saw how you handled your cancer. And now she's dealing with something similar. There might be one window. There might be a little window that creates that opportunity for a conversation.
It's mostly friends, I think, that's harder. Or
same thing. Like, they saw you as who you used to be, as this guy drinking in university or whatever. And you're not the same guy. I mean, there's elements of you back there, but you've grown so much, but they don't respect you because they see who you used to be. And so
I don't think it's that as much as I get bothered that they don't take action, even though they see that I have done it. They respect, most of my friends respect me, the few that I have. Yeah. It's just that they don't. I think I get more sad when I can't help somebody close to me. I think it's normal though.
I think, so here's the thing, the lean in is to how much you care about them. Like, I want you to dance with your wife tomorrow for you, right? Like, who cares if
you say it's going to happen now?
I know, right? And the wife, when's the ring coming, dude? Like, they have to feel like the push is for them. It's for them. Like, I just want you to be happy, but this is how you become happy. Right. And a lot of times what friends feel is the judgment. It's not judgment, but they're insecure. So they feel judgment. They feel like you're judging them. But if you actually know what they want and you're giving them the advice, but then they feel the care, they feel the care, then they're way more willing to listen and start doing the work.
So what advice would you give to somebody that is struggling right now watching this? Financially struggling. I know there's different types of struggles, so let's just go to a financial struggle.
It's normal. You're not alone. Like everybody struggles at the beginning of an entrepreneurship career. Almost everybody. Like there aren't that many people who just, hey, I just opened up my shop and I made millions of dollars. It's rough.
I wish.
So it's normal. This is my problem. Like I was making $300 a month. My friends went and got all these high paying jobs, the jobs that I wanted, right? Or thought I wanted. And then they wanted to hang out for pizza and beer and, whatever, just normal hanging out stuff. And I had to pick one thing a month that I could go to because $20 was too much. I mean, that was my expense for the month, $20. And I was too embarrassed and ashamed to tell my friends, hey guys, I can't make it. I can't afford it. I'm sure they would have just bought me pizza and beer, or we could have just hung out and not spend any money, just hang out on the couch, like watch some sports or something. But I was too embarrassed and ashamed. And so I said, I can't make it, guys. I'm living the entrepreneur life. I'm doing, right. I'm grinding. But really, it's like I hated myself. I felt worthless because I'm not. So you're not alone. Like if somebody's watching this and they're feeling stretched financially, that's most people. Like you are definitely not alone. And then so that helps with just loneliness and some degree of self-confidence, because if you feel like you're all by yourself, it makes it really difficult. And depression and even suicide is a real thing in the entrepreneur community. Then I would say I would surround myself with my heroes. So whoever you look up to, whoever your heroes are, chances are they came from a worse situation than what you're currently facing. Whoever your hero is, they dealt with more struggles than what you are going through right now.
True.
And now fast forward to the year that you're in, there's way more opportunities to win. Like my parents, I'm 39. My parents at 39 did not have as many opportunities that I have as 39. So your heroes you looked up to, they won coming from a worse upbringing with less opportunity than what you have right now. And so being around that, at least for me, daily, it's partly why I do all my success stories too, because I want to be around that daily, that reminder. Like for the people who are watching and think it's hard to write a book. Well, Paul wrote it with cancer, talking into his phone. It's like, right? That serves as, oh, you know what? Like I could do it too. And there's just a little bit of hope. The hope that you could do it. You now created a path for other people. For people who said, I can't write a book because I'm sick. Well, you just proved that you can. You don't write it. You talk it into a phone. Here's how you can do it too.
Exactly.
So the hope, the feeling of hope that like other people have done it is liberating, is motivation, is inspiration to get up every day and keep going too.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last question, and then basically I'm going to keep you online after we say goodbye for the book. Evan, what is the one question you wish people asked you but they never do?
The question that I could help you with.
Which is? I
don't know. Like I wish that people would ask me the real question that what does Paul need help with? That's the question I want to answer. Like I want to help whoever I'm talking to. This is time spent together that right now we're on this parallel path that we may never get ever again. And so I don't care about a question that might help the audience. The person I'm talking to, I want to help that person grow and learn and get better with whatever tools, ideas, resources I might have. So my favorite question is always the one that would have the biggest impact on your life.
That's beautiful. So comment down below the question that you want to ask, the actual question you want to ask. Evan, thank you so much for this interview. Really appreciate it.
Cool, man. And guys, listen, if you like Paul's stuff, how many episodes have you done, Paul?
Videos, I've done 270 episodes, maybe 20.
270, like this guy is pumping out content for you. If he's giving you value, if you felt a little bit more successful because of the work he's done, then give a video a like, give it a comment, share with one friend. Like Paul's put in so much work, just a little bit of acknowledgement and thank you by sharing the message would mean a lot, because I know what it's like to create content, and just say thank you and share the love a little bit with Paul too.
Evan, thank you. And thank you guys. I actually started this channel when I was also fighting cancer. So thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. And until next time, as always, keep succeeding.
If you want to book a one-on-one interview with me for your channel, I promise I'm going to give you the best energy, motivation, ideas, strategies that I have. I have a free and a paid option. Go check out the link right there next to me to book your time. I'll see you there.